Yo, Big D back, and we're having a very bearific evening tonight. And no, it's not bearific because of how cold it is outside. We're talking Rams Bears NFC Divisional Round with KenDaBearFan joining the Driving to the Top production and the Spunky Spectrum Sports YouTube page where we are breaking down this game. And you know what? I'm hearing there might be one or two scuba suits available at Soldier Field this weekend.
What? Wait, what's available this weekend?
Scuba suits.
Scuba suits. Oh, it's gonna be cold, man. It's gonna be cold up there. I think the temperature they're saying at the kickoff is gonna be like 26 degrees, 20 or 18 degrees, or some stupid temperature like that. The wind chill is gonna be below zero, and you're gonna need like more. You're gonna need like, oh, I don't know, the extreme cold weather gear, man. Pull out the Gore-Tex and the fleece liners and the the polypropylene shirts. Yeah, I was military. Can you tell? Break out the cold weather gear, man. It's gonna be freezing in Chicago.
What's the coldest game you've ever attended in person?
85 Bears. That Monday Night Football is freaking freezing. Um,
Against the Packers?
yeah, I was at that game. That one was cold. God, I've been to some really cold ones. I mean, I've been at games that were so cold that when they were selling hot chocolate with the vendors going down the aisle, if you're in the middle of the aisle and you bought the hot chocolate, by the time it got to you when they do the hand it down the aisle thing, it was frozen. So, I mean, I've been to some really cold freaking games in Chicago. Really
Funny,
cold.
funny story at the Ice Bowl between the Cowboys and Packers. You remember the late Frank Gifford got a hot cup of coffee, picked it up, and by the time Gifford picked up the coffee, the coffee turned into a frozen cup of coffee.
I've been to some really cold games, and the wind's gonna be whipping off the lake. Not a good day for a kicker unless you're Cairo Santo, know how to kick in it. It's gonna be an interesting game. I don't think that Here's a funny thing though. Last time I said we had a game like this with lots of wind whipping through, it was week 16. I said that's not going to be a big kicking game, and Santos kicked like what 3 field goals that game. McManus had 2, but those are guys who kick in this type of environment a lot. So last week, McManus, I was surprised McManus missed the ones he missed because in week 16, he kicked pretty well in Chicago. Look, Chicago is a really hard place to kick. It's probably one of the hardest outdoor stadiums in the league to kick in because the way that wind whips off the lake and even if the flags on the goalposts are flat, that wind is still swirling.
What are the toughest places to kick? Because Meadowlands, Chicago, Pittsburgh, Cleveland,
Outdoor stadium.
Buffalo,
Outdoor
Buffalo.
stadiums off. Well, I don't think New York's that tough. It's not really off the water. It's outdoor stadiums that are off the water are usually the hardest to kick in for whatever reason. And it depends on the orientation of the stadium to a degree. Lumen Field can be tough because the way it's a beautiful stadium, but the opening faces the sound. So if that wind is whipping off the sound, it's hard to kick there. So Seattle's another place where it can be hard to kick. The old Candlestick Park was like that.
Oh man, yeah.
But yeah, the new stadium out there is not so much.
Yeah. Candlestick used to be difficult, not just for football, but baseball. How many home runs did Willie Mays lose because of the wind
Well, that's like
swirling?
Wrigley. How many home run balls get blown back at Wrigley? It's ridiculous.
Hopefully for the Cubs this year, Alex Bregman's home runs won't turn into flyouts.
But no, it's I love this. I don't know for this game this weekend. I'm playing with. Last week we played with house money, right? Because the Bears, like at the beginning of the year, I said, hey, the Bears are going to be like somewhere between 7 to 10 wins. There'll be a dark horse for the wild card. And yeah, and people are like, oh, you're crazy, whatever. Well, then they win the division, and I'm an 11-win team. Like, cool, I'm playing with house money. And then we beat the Packers last week. I'm like, sweet. Not only if I win with house money, I guess I'm playing with Packers money now. I guess I'm playing with Green Bay's money at this point. This is all bonus for me, man. Like,
By the way, Bear, we've got somebody, Connor, here trying to join the call. I don't know if he's, I don't know if he's,
it looks like he's a Panthers fan.
are you a Bear fan, a Ram fan, a Panther fan, or who's your team?
But yeah, so I'm in bonus territory for this game. I'm loving it.
Okay,
I was a
Panther.
Panther fan.
Oh, well, 20 years
Yeah,
ago,
but
the
dude, that was a
Panthers,
good game. I watched that game, man. The Panthers gave the Rams everything, man. Uh, I mean, hey, Conan,
yeah.
I mean, you kind of joined, man. We're talking with you. That was a good game.
Maybe you could follow one of our Twitter handles, and I mean, I don't want to I don't want to send the StreamYard link on the whole where 7 billion people could use it. Maybe you
Yeah.
could follow one of us, and then we could give you the StreamYard link, but via DM. But by the way, I think the Panthers beat the Bears in the 2005 divisional round. Is my
Oh God, yeah. That was back when they had
That
Smith
was
Senior.
Rex Grossman against Jake Delhomme.
Yeah, and that was Smith Senior had a big game. Yeah, that was the other thing about this Bears game against the Packers. I mean, our first playoff win in 15 years, basically since the Super Bowl run of 06. Or in 10 years, I'm sorry. No, in 15 years. What am I talking about? I mean, yeah, it was just this weekend was great. I mean, look at division rivals. You get to own the it's funny. For as much shit as Packer fans talk, interesting how this works. Under the Matt LaFleur, Jordan Love era, Green Bay has won a grand total of 0 division championships. They've won 1 playoff game against Dallas in the wild card round 2 years ago. The Bears, in 1 year of Ben Johnson with Caleb Williams, have won a division title and won a playoff game. They've already matched LaFleur and Love. Caleb Williams, since joining the Bears, is 3-2 against the Packers. Ben Johnson is 2-1. I'm not going to say who's your daddy, Green Bay, but it's starting to come that way. Hey, Conan, if you friend, oh, he's back. Did he send one of us a friend request?
By the way, the Bears and Panthers share some similarities, and we'll talk about them in a little bit. But Ken, how far does your Bears fandom go back?
What do you mean?
How far? What's the earliest Bear memory you have?
Oh God. Oh God. Way back. I mean, dude, I've been going to Bears games since the early '80s.
Yeah, so that would have been Mike Ditka. So you probably remember the
I remember when
83.
Ditka got hired.
That would have been 80. Yeah, funny story. A lot of people thought that the Bears were going to get Buddy Ryan to be their head coach and got Ditka.
Yeah. I remember when they fired Ditka and you drove into the city that day. There was big banners that said "Fire Mike McCaskey," hanging over the Kennedy Expressway. No, I go way back, man. I've been going to games since the '80s. Then the Army's moved me around, but I've been to games in other places. Like last season, I was at the game against the Skins with the Hail Mary. The year before that, I went to my first game actually in NOLA at the Dome. That was cool. Watch the Bears. I've seen the Bears in Carolina a few times. I've seen the Bears in Miami. So like that was a cool thing with the Army. I got to see the Bears from all over the place. The last Super Bowl, it's funny, 06 Super Bowl. I actually watched that in my mom's house in Chicago, and the very next day I moved to Mississippi. My last day in Chicago because we were living in Chicago at the time, and then the next day I went to Mississippi for a new duty assignment. Yeah,
Wow. And
No, Conan, I'm not going to give you my phone number.
and funny how that Super Bowl started when Devin has to take in the opening kickoff back to the house, and then we know what happened. But I think we would both say Peyton Manning's a little better quarterback than Rex Grossman.
Yeah, you know what's funny though? So on the morning show on Kennington in the morning, I had Desmond Clark on a bit ago,
Tight end
and
on the
I've
Bears.
known Desmond for a couple years. Like I was the commander of a unit in his hometown. Hey, what's up, Pac Babe? And Desmond came on the show, and I asked him. I said, "Hey, who was your favorite quarterback you ever played with?" And he said, believe it or not, Rex Grossman was his favorite. He played with Jay Cutler. He played with, he played some really good quarterbacks in his day, but he said his favorite quarterback to play with was Rex Grossman. He's like, when Rex was on, he was on. Like, he was just unreal. But when he was off, oh, yeah, he was off. But he loved playing with Rex Grossman. And, I've got a sexy Rexy mini helmet in my collection here. I liked Rex Grossman, but we watched Lovie Smith ruin Rex Grossman as a quarterback live on national TV during that Super Bowl. Because when Jones got hurt, and was it midway through the first quarter, Lovey abandoned the run game for the rest of the game. And the weather conditions were crap. The protection started to break down because the Bears didn't run. Lovey Smith completely just abandoned the run game, and it killed Rex Grossman's confidence from that point forward after that game. Seriously.
Yeah, I mean, thinking back to that game, like what? Well, Cedric Benson. Well, both teams fumbled. I mean, Benson
Bears
fumbled.
had no confidence in Benson. He was their number 2, who was drafted high. And the Bears had, in fact, if you remember, Benson got released after that year. And then he ended up going to Cincinnati or traded. He ended up having a good year or two in Cincinnati, but the Bears had no confidence in, like, Lovey had no confidence in Cedric Benson. So when Jones got hurt, they wouldn't give him the ball.
Funny how things change, but back to this year's Bears team. I think we would both say offensive minded coaches seem to have a little advantage. Look at both all teams. I mean, Liam Cohen got the best of Trevor, but Ben Johnson, Caleb Williams, despite some struggles, seem to be kicking it. And I mean, what has Ben Johnson done to turn Caleb into what he is? Because that 4th and 8th throw Caleb made may be the best throw I've ever seen him make. He's going to his left. Caleb's going to his left, throws it off the wrong foot, and it's a beautiful pass to Roma Duse.
And people have screenshotted that and overlaid the Michael Jordan Air Jordan symbol, and it's almost a match. So people are like, oh my God, he's the Air Jordan of football. It's Air Caleb, Air Iceman. I don't know. I mean, dude, that throw was sick. And you know what though? Ben Johnson, he's given Caleb direction, which Eberflus didn't give. He's given him benchmarks to hit, a pathway to get there, and he's instilled a confidence in knowledge that wasn't there last year. And it's not just on the field, Dylan. It's off the field too. Like when you hear Caleb speak, he sounds different this year. He sounds like a leader of men. Like Ben Johnson's given him leadership attributes, or let his leadership attributes come out. I mean, the press conference. Hey, Caleb, what'd you think of all the trash talk, how they wanted you? And, he could have trash talked all day at that point. He's like, well, yeah, I kind of heard about it. And they wanted it. Okay, they got it. That was it. He didn't go any further. He just said they wanted it. They got it. I mean, he didn't trash them. He just, hey, we gave them what they wanted. When it comes to giving the coach the game ball, at the end of the game, once again, and when you listen to the teammates, when he's talking, they're like, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Like, everyone looks at him as the leader. Like, his leadership, like, he owns that team, and everyone knows he's got command of that team. And I think that's a difference from this year to last year, too. Also, he throws the ball away a lot quicker. He doesn't take the sacks. if you're like, oh, but Caleb's completion percentage is like 54%. If you take out his throwaways, his completion percentage is over 68% this season. He throws the ball away a lot, and that's a good thing. Live to play another day, right? He does a lot of it. Sometimes you'll see him, the snap comes up, he'll see real quick, oh, it's not going to be there, just chucks it at the feet. Pretty smart. Like, why am I going to waste the time? Kill it. Let's go down to the next one. So he's very methodical. I think that's the other thing people don't realize about Caleb. He's very methodical, like his coach. Like that game-winning touchdown to DJ Moore. How long do you think it took the Bears to set that play up, Dylan?
A while.
I mean, if you had to guess, how long did it take in that game? What was Ben Johnson's? How long was the setup for that play for Ben Johnson?
I bet you Ben was saving that just for a moment later.
They set that play. They started the whole game setting that play up. That one play. In the first quarter, they ran the exact same play, which ended up being a screen pass to Luther Burden for 10 yards or 11 yards for a first down. They ran a very similar play a couple other times throughout the game where it was a screen pass for 5, 6, 7, 8 yards. So when they lined up that way, and Green Bay had seen it about 4 or 5 times throughout the game, and Luther Burden takes the 2 steps forward and takes a step back, both the defenders took that one step. That one step is all DJ needed because you know how it is in this league. One step and you're done. And it broke DJ Moore to be wide open for the touchdown. He took him the entire game to set up that one play.
Green Bay Packer fans are going to have nightmares about DJ Moore game-winning touchdowns.
2 this year. That's the other thing about this team. Like, you look what happened in the Eagles with A.J. Brown leaving the locker room in a hissy fit because, he doesn't get the rock, whatever it is up there. Dude, there were games this year DJ Moore didn't get a ball. There were games this year when Roma Dunze was playing, he didn't get a ball. There were, Luther Burden went games where he didn't get a ball thrown his way at all. And none of them complain, and they all block. And they're there. You know why? Because this week it's DJ, this week it's Rome, next week it's Luther, the next week it's Colson Loveland. The mentality of this team is it's a team. That's the difference between this Bears team and let's say this year's Eagles team. It's a team. No one bitches about how much they get the ball. Like, is DeAndre Swift mad that Kyle Monangai is taking carries from him? No, because he realizes that together we're stronger. We're better as a team than me just getting the rock all the time. We're better off with Monangai in certain situations than I am. He understands his skill sets and how his teammate complements his skill sets. I love this Bears team. They're very unselfish like that.
And you know what? I love teams that the wide receivers block because guess what? If you don't block, you don't play.
Well, that's Ben Johnson. No block, no rock. DJ Moore, I've seen him throw down some great blocks this season. Luther Burden, kid's a blocking machine. Colson Loveland, Cole Kmet, they block. Zacchaeus has had some big blocks. Rome has had some good blocks. Hell, even Caleb threw some blocks this season. I mean, that's the thing. They are a team. That's the big difference this year. The way they handle everything is just it's a different level.
You mentioned Colson Loveland. I think Colson Loveland, a lot of people are like, why did the Bears take him at 10 in last year's draft over Tyler Warren? But I think Ben Johnson sees Sam Laporte in Loveland. I mean, really productive, versatile player in Michigan. And we've seen Loveland come of age the last couple of weeks. What did he have? 8 or 9 receptions against the Packers?
Yeah, he had a big game against the Packers. I think before the draft, myself and Broski Bear, one of the guys on all of our shows, we were both all in this Tyler Warren love fest. And look at Ben Johnson. You want to see a football player? Tyler Warren's a football player. And look at Tyler Warren. He's big. He can run. He can be a running back. He can be a wide receiver. He can block. The guy can do it all. And so when they drafted Loveland, we were like going. And then we started to look at tape and you know what? This dude fits Ben Johnson's scheme. The way he plays ball, he fits this scheme. Like he fits. He's a prototypical tight end for Ben Johnson's offense, and he's going to learn from Cole Kmet for a good year or 2 or 3. Ooh, this might be something, and it has. He fits the scheme. He can run routes. Probably he runs routes better than Tyler Warren does. Warren's a bigger dude, but this kid can run some routes and he can throw some blocks. Like he did the majority of him in the first half of the season was blocking. I mean, he was earning his stripes blocking. And he still does. I mean, I think we have the best tight end combination in the NFL right now with Kmet and Love. I really do. The blocking and the catching abilities of both these guys is insane. Because what's crazy is if it's not Colson Loveland doing it, it's going to be Cole Kmet.
What do you? I mean, I think we found out this week because until Ben Johnson became Bears head coach, the Bears ownership has basically forbidden Bear coaches to swear. That's changed a little bit with Ben.
Wait, banned him from what?
From cursing.
Oh, well, I mean, as a rule, and it goes back to Virginia. As a policy, they like to keep the cursing to a minimum, if none at all. So the post game, I mean, it's emotional, but if you listen to them for the most part, the Bears are pretty good about not cursing. But I think even Virginia McCaskey, rest in peace, would have had a smile on her face when Ben Johnson said what he said at the end of the game.
And you know what? I think there should be a little spice. It should be a little spice. I mean, I remember Lovie Smith's first comment as Bear head coach. Number 1 goal, beat the Packers. Number 2 goal, win a Super Bowl.
I mean, look, and then everyone's like, "Oh my God, it's a big deal." Green Bay feels disrespected, and after the next day in the press conference, Ben, do you want to take back what you said in the locker room and all this? And he's looking at him going, "Dude, this is a rivalry. I'm not supposed to like these guys. I don't like these guys. They're my rivals. No, I'm not going to take it back. These are my rivals. I should hate these guys. I could care less about Green Bay." So no, I mean, fuck Green Bay. As a Bears fan, I agree with them. Fuck those guys. Fuck Green Bay. I hope you don't win another football game the rest of your fucking life, Matt LaFleur. Fuck you. And Packer fans, but when your guy was doing the discount double check saying, "I fucking own you," you're like, but he owns you, you stupid Bears fans. And now they're all, our fragile Eagles are hurt because Ben Johnson said, "Fuck the Packers." Dude, whatever. Packer fans are so freaking they're crybabies. I mean, my God. Oh, we're upset because Ben Johnson said that. Whatever. You know what it is? They were the best of the worst for so long that now the rest of the division has caught up with them and have passed them. They don't know how to handle it. Think about it. How many Jordan Love, how many division championships do you have? None. 0. Oh, we're the kings of the north. No, you're not.
The Jacksonville Jaguars have won a division more recently than the Packers.
Goff and Caleb are. I mean, last year you were third. This year you won second place by a half a game. I mean, come on, man. I mean, and you know what? I think the Micah Parsons trade was a good deal for them. But, dude, they're going to lose their defensive coordinator to a head coaching gig this year, most likely. I think the Packers are starting on the downside. They might lose Romeo Doubs because we know Green Bay doesn't spend money on wide receivers. Hell, he drafted one in the first round. His first decent game of the year was in the playoffs. But Golden was a ghost all year. Green Bay, there's a bunch of crybabies at this point. Oh, you didn't beat us. We choked. Caleb had to make some plays, man. It's not like you handed it to him on a silver platter. Like, I guess he kind of did some stuff. You guess?
I'm glad you mentioned so because until this year, the Bears had not always been great in the clutch, but Vegas, Washington, 2 of the 3 Green Bay games. Trying to think. What are
He had
the
7 games this year.
the second Viking game.
Yeah. But you know,
Uh,
he did it last year too, though. He did it against the Vikings last year. He did it against Green Bay last year. I mean, he had a couple fourth quarter comebacks even last year. We started to see this last year from Caleb, right? So once again, though, that's another difference though with this year's team and last year's team is that I swear, you know, they joked a couple weeks ago on the broadcast. Whoever's calling the Bears game, you know, the Bears are going down at a half, down 10. Up, got them right where we want them. And I swear that's the mentality because these guys believe that they can win any game in the second half. Like no one, there's no game they can't win. They play the full 60, and we are going to come back and we are going to beat you. And they've done it 7 times now. There were 2 times they failed, so they have a 7-2 record in these comebacks. And the 2 that they failed were the Green Bay game, where if the ball maybe got an extra foot on it, that was a touchdown. The Bears win, and then the San Francisco game, same thing. You know, both those games where they lost, the ball's in Caleb's hand. The one was the Green Bay game ended up being a bad interception because he didn't lead Komet enough. And then the other one, the ball fell about a foot. He dirted it about a foot short. But, you know, falling backwards, trying to launch it into the end zone. I mean, dude, he was almost 9 for 9. It's just the mentality of this Bears team. I mean,
sometimes with these great quarterbacks, I mean, the first half is where the coaches have their schemes. Second half's backyard football. That's what made John Elway great. It's like, how do you stop this guy when the defense is
well, it's
gassed?
the adjustments. Like look at the touchdown play. Like I said, Ben Johnson started to set that play up in the first quarter. They, you know, and if you think about it tactically, you go into the lead at half. What kind of adjustments are you making on their defense?
None.
You're winning the game by 2 scores or 3 scores. What kind of adjustments are you making? I mean,
None.
what kind of adjustments can you really make? But if you're down, you can make all kinds of adjustments. And now they have to adjust to your adjustments on the fly, which is much harder. So, I mean, if you think about it, tactically, maybe it's kind of where the Bears sit. Now, I don't think you can do it consistently like they have and continue that success over years. At some point, you got to have a complete game. Will it happen against this Rams team? I don't know, but this Rams team is so beatable. Their defense isn't exactly stellar. I mean, Matthew Stafford's great, but he's got a hurt hand. We know about playing against good receiving duos. We do it against Minnesota. We do it against Detroit. Green Bay, while they don't have a single guy like, oh, he's a superstar, they got a bunch of capable guys. Their running game doesn't scare me. The running game's adequate, not as good as the Bears. The Bears can win this game, but yet, once again, the Bears are the underdog this week. We've been the underdog every week this year except for 2. If you bet on the Bears this year every week, you are a very rich man. Because Vegas hates the Bears.
Well, heading into this weekend, obviously Rams Bears divisional game. First time that these two have seen each other since what? I think it was week 3 or week 4 last year where the Bears beat up the Rams, but 24-18. Obviously, different coaching staff for the Bears. I don't think Puka or Cooper Cup played in that game, but the quarterbacks did. And Caleb threw for 157 and a touchdown. Stafford wasn't great, but how much can you take away from that week 4 game last year?
Well, like you said, I think the big difference is different coaches. But Ben Johnson has played some big games against the Rams in the playoffs, the Lions. So he's got some more takeaways than the Bears did in general. So some of this coaching staff has seen the Rams quite a bit. So there's a little bit of advantage there in that way. The Bears in general are familiar with Matthew Stafford because of all his time he spent in Detroit. But I mean, I would almost have to give the advantage a little bit to Ben Johnson over on this one on the coaching department as far as familiarity. Because while McVay may know some of what Ben did in Detroit offensively, the defensive side for Chicago is completely different this year than last year. And Ben has changed offensively too, to a degree. So, I mean, as far as Caleb and Matthew, I think they both have about the same amount of institutional knowledge internally with the way these teams are. I mean, it's going to come down to look at this is going to be a very windy day. Normally, I would say this wind won't affect Matthew or Caleb, but if depending on Stafford's hand, it could affect his throwing a little bit if he can't put as much on it as he normally does because of the injury. Um, the running game is going to be paramount. There's an advantage to the Bears there. Tactically, I think both these coaches are great tacticians. They both will take a whole game to set up a play. The bag of tricks, I give the Ben. He's got a deeper bag of tricks. They both had good close games with good film to see for this game. And the Bears are a little bit harder to figure out. Because the Bears can come out like they did against San Francisco and, march the field line. I mean, it's going to be interesting.
And here's an interesting X factor in the game. And you saw this firsthand when the Packers played the Bears last weekend. We all love Sean McVay, Matt LaFleur, and Kyle Shanahan. But what has been the one weakness with all three of those coaches, particularly in the playoffs? Special teams.
Yeah, but I mean, look there's been a lot of discussion we've been talking about on my morning show with that Green Bay. They're like, oh, fired a special teams coach. I'm like, how long has he been there? They go, oh my God, he's been there forever. We don't know how long.
I mean, if you look at the Rams, they gave up a punt return to the Seahawks in week 16.
But look, like Hightower's been in Chicago. This is his third head coach in Chicago, Hightower. Special teams coaches are very hard to find. They're very niche. And here's the thing. If you're a special teams coach, here's what you have control of. Your long snapper, your punter, and your field goal kicker. That's it. After that, you're getting whatever the offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator gives you, to exclude your return guy more times than not. So how much do you really have to control there? You don't get to control the roster for it. You don't get to control what players you get to utilize for it. You don't get a ton of practice time with them. You get, okay, special teams guys, 30 minutes after practice, go to see the special teams guy. Okay, great. I mean, special teams are an afterthought to these coaches. So, they have the toughest job of all the coaches, and that's why you don't see special teams coaches get – think about it, how many special teams coaches you see get fired every year?
Not many.
Of all the teams looking for a head coach this year, how many of them still have their special teams coach from last year? All of them. All of them. Special teams coaches are hard. So I wouldn't say it's a weakness. I think sometimes you get lucky with depth with your roster for your gunners. And, of course, with the new kickoff rule, it's changed it too. And I think special team coordinators are still adjusting to it a little bit, right? Believe it or not, in year 2, they're still adjusting. People think, oh, but it's the second year of the new kickoff. Dude, it's going to take a couple years for teams to adjust where we're going to see a good impact for these special teams coordinators. I mean, like this year, we've noticed a big adjustment in how guys are kicking the ball compared to last year. So they're still trying different tactics on these kicks. The special teams for the Bears have been pretty good in terms of punt returns, stopping them. Then you get a game or two, like, oh my God, special teams, it's going to happen. I mean, it's the field goal kicker and the punter. Those are the two guys that you really control. And you know what's funny? Our field goal kicker our punter has touched the ball the least amount of any Chicago Bears punter in history this year.
That's a good thing.
It is. Cairo Santos, last year, I was thinking, and coming to camp, I was like, ooh, we need to bring in a guy who can kick it in from 55, 60 yards out. Because, the last year, the week 2 or 3, whatever it was, lost to the Texans was because they had a field goal kicker who could kick it in from 55 and we couldn't. And that's how we lost that game. And now I'm happy we kept Cairo because you watch how he's been kicking the last couple weeks, especially in Chicago with the wins and everything else. He's been money. So, I mean, I don't know. Special teams will play a point, but you can't really blame the coordinators as much because they don't really get much to work with.
Okay, now more to the game breakdown. Rams offense against the Bear defense. We know the Rams offense is great. Stafford could win the MVP. Puka neck and neck with JSN, best wide receiver in the game. Devontae Adams, you guys are used to Adams from his days in Green Bay. Kyle Williams might not be the sexiest running back, but Kyle gets touchdowns. But Kyle gets a touchdown a week. Rams run that 3 tight end scheme better than anyone. I think Terrence Ferguson should be back this weekend. How do the Bears stop the Rams on Sunday night?
Look at the Bears had the best defense in the league with generating turnovers.
That helps.
I think last week we did a lot of man, which has not been our thing. We've been playing a lot of zone. I think we'll play a lot of zone, and it's gonna give us a chance to ball hawk. I think that's how you do it. You ball hawk them. Stafford's a good quarterback. He knows how to pick zones apart. However, you can still ball hawk them. You can bait them with the zone, and we got the guys to do it. Pressure on the quarterback is big. Booker is getting better and better and better to the point where I don't think the Bears are going to make defensive end as much of a priority that they would have, say, 7 weeks ago. Booker and Sweat have been starting to get pressure and making quarterbacks uncomfortable. So what you gotta do is you've got to make Stafford get rid of the ball early by making him uncomfortable. Don't let him throw the ball on time. Throw the timing off as best you can. Get hands up, which Grady Jarrett's been good at doing. Gervin Dexter has been good at doing this year. I think that's how you do it. You got to take hey, what's up, JB? You've got to disrupt Stafford's timing with his receiving core, and then let Jalen Johnson and those guys ball hawk in the back end. That's really what you got to do. That's really what you got to do with that offense is you got to break the rhythm up. Because look at Stafford's not going to break off these big long runs, right? He's not going to break off huge runs on you. He's not that point in the career. He's going to burn you downfield. So you got to make him think he can burn you and have a guy ready to jump in front of a ball. And that's what it comes down to with the Bears defense this week. Generating just enough pressure or enough pressure to make him throw his timing off, even if it's just a second early or a half a second early. That's all you need. And now let Byard ball hawk. Let Byard jump in front of Puka or Devontae. Right? I mean, that's how you do it. That's how you do it.
Well, we know Matthew Stafford's not going to be running for his life. I mean, Matthew Stafford is probably... If Matthew Stafford runs for first down, that will be the biggest surprise on Sunday.
I mean, he may run for a 1 or 2 yarder. I mean, he's capable of, you're not going to see a 15-yard run for a first down out of Stafford, but you'll see him do a 3 or 4 yard to the sideline if he has to, if it's available. I mean, he'll do that. But I mean, you've got the cool thing about this game with Stafford is you don't need a spy. You can divert that spy to coverage. So now you can do some other things too. Now you don't have a spy. Now you can do a corner blitz on him and create the pressure that way. You're just looking for ways to make him get rid of the ball early. You make him get rid of the ball early and off time. Now you give your defensive backfield a chance to jump the route and pick it off.
And if you look at it, Matthew Stafford's a streaky quarterback. I think Stafford's lately has thrown 7 touchdowns and 7 picks. So he's in one of those cold streaks.
And it's funny now one thing, and you notice I didn't say, it's a cold weather game. Stafford's 3-3 in cold weather games. 50-50 ball for him. And he's won one of those 3 games of his 3 victories in cold weather. in games under 32 degrees or less at kickoff, one of those victories came as a Ram.
Against
So
the Jets last year, I'm guessing.
I can't remember the game specifically.
But then
But I
again,
mean,
the Jets haven't won a meaningful game in 50
I
something
mean,
years. That's
he can,
unreal.
he's 50-50 in cold weather. So people go, oh well, it's LA, come to Chicago, and the wind chill is going to be below zero. It's going to affect them, yes, but it's not like he's 0 for 6 in cold weather. He's 50-50. Stafford and Devontae are used to this. Puka, it may affect him a little bit more. Maybe. But yeah, there'll be an effect on the Rams for sure. Is it going to be like you kind of harken back to the '85 team when Dickerson led the NFL in rushing that year?
Speaking of the Rams Bears, this is the 40th anniversary week of the LA Rams Chicago Bears
Yep.
NFC Championship game 1985.
Yep.
And if I'm correct, there were two half decent running backs in that game. One
So
named Eric Dickerson and one named Walter Payton.
Dickerson was in the MVP talk that year and led the league in rushing. And he came to Chicago, which, by the way, back then I watched that game. Soldier Field was AstroTurf back then. And I've been on that AstroTurf on that field. And it was literally the old school turf that was like a thin carpet over concrete. Well, there was like a little rubber pad underneath it. And that's what they played on. And the game temperatures were like not as cold as what they're going to be this weekend, but it was freaking freezing. And Dickerson did nothing in that game. It is ironic. It hasn't been lost on me. This is the 40th anniversary, and it just so happens on the same weekend, the Bears and the Rams are playing again, kind of thing. And it hasn't been lost on me the 20-year effect. Bears go to Super Bowl every 20 years, 85, 06. 20 years later, could this be the year? There is this 20-year thing with the Bears. I don't know if it's, what's up with it, but there's a lot of synergies with this game, which speak well for the Bears.
Yeah, and in that game, of course, that was the year of the Bears 46 defense. Do you know how many points the Rams scored in that game?
Was it 0?
The Bears won 24-0.
Yeah. So
I think Eric Dickerson got more fumbles in the game than the Rams scored points.
Yeah, it's not going to be anything like that. It'd be great if it was that again, but it's not going to be that. But this will be a good game. The Bears, I think, will win this game, and we'll move on to probably Seattle. I like it to be San Francisco coming to Chicago for an NFC Championship game, but I really don't care. I just want to get there. At this point, like I said, I'm done even with house money. I'm playing other people's money. So if the Bears win, I'm the happiest man on the planet. If they lose, I'm like bummed out, but still happy because what a great year this has been. What a ride it's been this year. But I think the Bears are going to extend it another week. I think we beat the Rams this week.
And now offensively, how do the Bears keep from having another fourth quarter comeback? I mean, how do the Bears get off to a better start?
They're going to pound the rock. We got the best running offense in the league right now. You're going to see a lot of DeAndre Swift and Kyle Benangai. They're going to pound the rock. Caleb will throw. They'll do a lot of play action. Look at Caleb. It's like, here's a hard thing. There are so many weapons in Chicago at Caleb's disposal. They got the most efficient route runner in football. Luther Burden III is the third receiver on this team. Then you got DJ, and you got Rome, and you even got Duvernay, who is more of a kickoff guy, but he comes up at times with he's right place, right time.
Zacchaeus.
Yeah, Zacchaeus. I mean, they're deep. You got tight ends. Even our third tight end comes up with some big catches. But you got two of the best tight ends in the league. I mean, there are weapons all over the place. Yes, we have a different left tackle starting with Trapio going out. Oh, but wait, it's the guy who started like 5 or 6 games this year already. And we just activated the guy who started the season at left tackle will be his backup. if there was anywhere the Bears were going to get hurt at on the offensive line and have an injury, left tackle was the one place where we were deep, and that's where the injury happened. So Bears are okay there. I mean, in fact, the Bears running game turned around when the Canadian Eagle there took over at left tackle. That's when the Bears running game got good. When Theo Benedict took over left tackle, that's when the Bears running game started to get good. So,
do you worry about the Bears missing DJ Edwards in this game?
No, because his replacement was the NFC Defensive Player of the Week in what, week 16, week 17? No, I'm not. Like, that's the thing. Like, the Bears, the two key injuries the Bears had last week, the guys that are replacing them could be starters. Like, it worked out. Like, Edwards is out. Okay, the guys replacing him just came off injury, off the concussion protocol. And, oh, yeah, the last week he played, he was the Defensive Player of the Week. Wow, bad replacement. And Edwards and left tackle, both those position groups where there were injuries, where we had injuries all year. It's kind of like for the Niners with Kittle being out. They're used to Kittle being out. Kittle was out a lot this year. Their other tight end's really good too. Oh, Kittle's out. The Niners can't do anything without Kittle. Bullshit. They won a lot of games without Kittle this year because their backup tight end is really good. Well, same thing for the Bears at left tackle. We have enough guys at left tackle. I don't think you're going to see a huge impact. We got enough guys of our linebacking core.
Didn't the 49ers beat the Bears without Kittle in week 7?
Without Kittle. And that was a shootout. Yeah. That was a crazy game. Tied at 7, 14, 21, 28, and 35. First time that ever happened in a regular season game in NFL history. Yeah, that was a crazy game. So offensively, though, they're going to pound the rock, and then they're going to do play action. And Caleb's got a lot of different people to throw to, so good luck covering them all. And guess what? Your defensive coordinator's name is not Jeff Hafley. So, I think Hafley's one of the best defensive coordinators in the league right now. So good luck, LA, covering down on our offense. And when Caleb runs, one of the fastest quarterbacks, or if not the fastest quarterback in the league when he runs the ball.
And possessing and capable of throwing all kinds of weapons.
Yeah, I mean this guy throws off platform probably better than any quarterback in the league.
Do you have any trivia for me? You know I'm a trivia savant.
God, I didn't think of any trivia before the game, before we came on, because I've had today was a weird day. I got done with the morning show. I've been playing with, and then I watched the new Star Trek. Watched those 2 episodes. I played with the grandkid, and then we took a nap. I know it's a rough life being retired. So I got your text. I was like, I just woke up from the nap with the grandbaby. Grandbaby, we wore him out so much. He's like, pop, bed. Okay, fine. I guess it's nap time. Darn it. Look, when you have the grandbaby at the house, he runs the house. You know what I mean? We just live here at that point. Good trivia for the Bears. Do you know how far the Bears got last time they were the 2 seed?
That would have been the NFC Championship game because that was the year the Falcons were the 1 seed and Green Bay beat them in the divisional round. I think Chicago beat Seattle in the divisional round.
Yep, and Green Bay beat Chicago with Jay Cutler riding the bike in the second half with a tore ACL or MCL or whatever it was. Yeah.
And B.J. Raji having a pick 6 in that game.
The game that made B.J. Raji immortal in Green Bay. Yep.
B.J. Raji doing his best Keith Traylor impersonation.
Those teams were great back then.
By the way, Keith Traylor had one of the longest interceptions a fat guy ever had against my team, no less.
I mean, this will be an interesting game. The last time that we played the Rams in the playoffs, I think, was 85. The 85 season. I want to say it is. We've played the Rams. The Bears have a good track record against the Rams overall. Even since Stafford, the Bears have a good track record against the Rams. I don't know if you can look that record up, but Hold on, let me grok it real quick.
Um, um, hmm. Chicago leads the all-time series 55, 39, and 3. Let me see. Playoffs. Let me see. Playoffs. Any. Wait, that's not what I want. Darn you. That's not what I want. That's not what I. Oh, never mind. Never mind. What would an NFC Championship do to say, hey, Caleb Williams can play, and Ben Johnson's not just a brilliant OC, but can be a brilliant leader in men?
This is interesting. Real quick, going back. So the Bears against Matthew Stafford in LA are 2-2.
Hmm.
So this, my God, another rubber match. This is another rubber match. Last week was a rubber match in 1, 2, 3 ways. Last week, the Bears were 1-1 against the Packers all time in the playoffs. So it was a rubber match for that. We were 1-1 against the Pack in the regular season. So it was a rubber match in that. It was for Caleb and Jordan, who were 2-2 against each other career. It was a rubber match for that. This week is another rubber match as the teams with the Rams with Stafford are 2-2 all time against the Bears. Now, the only meeting with the Bears and the Rams with Caleb, the Bears won that 24-18 in Chicago in week 4 of 2024. Interesting. So now you were saying though, what now if the Bears go to the NFC Championship game? What now?
What would it mean if the Bears got to an NFC Championship game with Caleb in year 2, Ben in year 1?
I think it's no different than what's already happened. I mean, at this point, you have to accept that Caleb is the future in Chicago. He is going to be a good quarterback for a while.
It's
That Ben was the
just
right.
icing on top of the cake. Just icing on
I mean,
top.
this is all, like I said, this is all icing on the cake. Like, look at the fact that we won the division. We're playing with house money. Because if you would have talked to Bears fans, most of us, and you talked, I mean, obviously we talked before the season. And look, before the season, I was like, we'll win 7 to 10 games and we'll be a wild, I think we could be a dark horse to get into the playoffs. And a lot of people thought, oh, Ken, you're crazy, you're stupid, you're delusional if you think the Bears are even going to be considered a dark horse for the playoffs. Well, guess what, people? We won the NFC North. At that point, I'm playing with house money from here on out. And then we got Green Bay last week. Sorry, Yoli. Who she's in the comments. Sorry, Yoli. And we beat you in the playoffs. So we've already got a playoff. They've already got a playoff win. In his first playoff game as the head coach, and his first playoff game as a Bear, Caleb and Ben got a W. They're ahead of the power curve. So if we get to an NFC Championship game or a Super Bowl with these two in year 1, it's all icing on the cake. Like, if the season ends Sunday, Bears fans have nothing to be mad about because we weren't even supposed to be here. If you asked anyone before the season started, we start out 0-2, and Bears fans like, oh, this team, oh my goodness, this, that, and the other. And then we turned it around, and look what we've done. And Ben Johnson has been saying stuff that's, hey, we're going to play our best football in December, and we did. Hey, we're going to get better at this, and we did. Hey, we're going to integrate the playbook slowly, and they've done that. Everything they said they're going to be doing, they've done. So if you're a fan of another team, you're Vegas, you're a Bears fan, whatever, look at this team and go, when they say they're going to do something, they go and they do their best to do it, and they've been doing it. You're seeing the growth, and they're not done growing yet. That's the scary piece. This Caleb-Ben Johnson relationship, if you look at the way they handle the media and everything, oh my God. that they are going to be a problem for the NFC North and the NFC in general for years to come.
And the scary thing is, if Caleb ever, I don't know if Caleb's going to ever lead the league in passer rating or completion percentage, but if Caleb and Ben get going a little like Liam Cohen and Trevor, look out.
Oh, even better than those two guys. I mean, dude,
I think Caleb
Caleb is the last in the league in completion percentage, but yet he has so many other statistical categories. He's killing people, and the Bears are winning games. So think of it that way. If they get his completion percentage up, which means probably less throwaways than what he's doing now, they're murdering people. And they're already killing people with what they're doing now.
Does this Bear offense remind you of an offense in particular, whether it be current or past?
Detroit's last couple years, because it's the dual-headed monster, but it's better than Detroit's in the terms of, while Detroit had St. Brown and Laporta, the Bears have a deeper cast at wide receiver and tight end. But it's the same basic formula: two-headed monster in the running back game and a good receiver. So the Bears have good receivers, and instead of having a good tight end, they have good tight end. So it does remind me some of what he did in Detroit, which makes sense because that's where he was the OC. But dude, this team, it's weird for Chicago because we're used to being a defensive-minded team. Monsters of the
And the Bears have graduated to the 21st century.
Now it's all about the offense. This offense is going to put up points. Like this year, they already broke all kinds of records for points put up for Bears teams and rankings, and it's going to get even better. This team next year could be the number one ranked offense in the NFL.
That's interesting.
Dude, they're all under contract. Everyone's coming back. Like they have nobody that they owe a contract.
Maybe if the Lions got Mike McDaniel, one of these really good offensive coordinators.
The Bears have the best offensive line in the NFC right now, or top two, top three. Everyone's under contract. They're getting everyone back. They're only going to get better. The playbook is going to get more diverse. They're going to be a really hard team to play defense against next year, especially as Caleb gets better, and he's still getting better. That's a scary thing. We're still seeing Caleb improve from week to week. He's not done improving. All this bonus time is making him better. Dare I say he's going to be like Patrick Mahomes in terms of the Bears are going to run off and go on a big run? They could. I think Caleb is that good.
Who would you rather see if the Bears beat the Rams on Sunday night? Who would you rather see the Bears play in the NFC Championship game?
I would love it to be the 49ers just because I think it's great for the NFL. Bears, Niners, rematch in Chicago, right? Rematch from week 17. It'd be a good rematch. But Seattle, there's some good history there, and with Sam Darnold, and in a way, I really don't care who we play. We can beat either one of those teams. I think San Francisco is just a better storyline with it being a rematch of week 17. And, Purdy getting to yet another NFC Championship game despite all odds. I think it's great storylines. But outside of that, I really don't care who we play.
How much do you think C.J. Gardner-Johnson's return helps the Bears?
A lot. He was a great addition mid-season. It's a better rotation with him and Spider-Man back there than it was.
He faced the Bears in the divisional round last year.
Yeah, I mean, no, C.J. Gardner-Johnson's a quality player, and he was a great addition. So having him back there really, really helps. It strengthens that rotation at the nickel. It really does.
You worry a little bit about Tyler Gordon?
Well, no, because Gardner-Johnson's back. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it's better than Blackwell. Because, like, last week, Blackwell played a lot early. Was it Blackwell? Anywho, Gardner-Johnson's a better rotation. Gardner-Johnson is a good rotation. That's a good rotation with those two guys. It's funny. The Bears with Spider-Man are a top 6 defense in this league. Without Spider-Man, are number 27. Kyle Gordon makes a difference, man. So I think having Kyle Gordon back with Gardner Johnson, that's a great combination where now you can rotate them and keep people fresh. And Gardner Johnson, I mean, he's come up with some big plays already as a Bear. So I think that's huge that he's available for the Bears.
And I think just having that veteran leadership was still a relatively inexperienced Bear team.
Yeah, he won a
Guy
Super Bowl.
who's won a Super Bowl.
And from all accounts, he's been great in the locker room too. So I mean, yeah, he's a good guy to have there. You know what's amazing, Dylan? This was DJ Moore's first ever winning season.
Wow.
Yeah. Is that crazy? He never had a winning season in college, never had a winning season in a pro. This is the first year he's ever been on a team with a winning record.
Shows how much a head coach can turn around everything.
Yeah.
I mean, if anybody if anyone would have said before the season started, there'd be 3 NFC West teams and then an NFC North team, I bet you most people would have said Lions or Packers.
And they would have said, really, 3 from the West? Okay, I can see the Rams, but really Seattle and San Francisco? Are you sure?
And then the NFC North team not being Green Bay or Detroit.
Right. Yep.
Well, you know what? I'm guessing LA, Chicago's going to get a big number on Sunday night, and both of us are going to be watching eyes, ears, mouth, nose. Might be a little cold at Soldier Field, but there'll be plenty of hot chocolate and plenty of warm beer.
Look, I think the NFL was smart to make this the cornerstone game of the weekend. You know, it's the primetime NBC Sunday Night Football game of the week. You know, the big primetime game of the week for a reason.
You're only saying that because you want the one to be colder.
No, I mean honestly, like it's the matchup of the weekend. I mean, you know, it really, like I really like the San Francisco Seahawks game because it's a divisional game and anything can happen in a divisional game. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's going to be a great game, but Rams Bears, being with the Bears doing what they've been doing,
I mean,
I totally get why the NFL put the spotlight on it. And you know what? Caleb plays really well with the spotlight on him. So these nationally televised games, like Caleb's at home on them. So I get why the NFL did it. This is the two of the biggest markets in the NFL going head to head in a divisional round playoff game. It's got everything. It's got the team that's got the maybe the league MVP, the comeback kid, and the Iceman and Caleb Williams, the rising star. You know, where they have all these exciting finishes. A team that wasn't supposed to be there, a team everyone said should be there. It's going to be football and cold, football weather, classic throwback kind of game. I mean, dude, this has NFL tears written all over it, man. They're crying over this game. It's so good for them marketing wise. I get why they did it. What's up, you jackwagon? Ginger in the comments. My dude there in Seattle. Or not in Seattle, in Pittsburgh. Jesus. Sorry, Ginger.
And it's funny, both our teams have our head coaches, and yet Steelers and Ravens don't have head coaches.
Yeah, but the Giants do.
Maybe.
Oh, no, he signed, didn't he?
We don't know officially yet.
Well, they're saying he signed. I mean, he's done. Harbaugh to the Giants. But.
I mean, I'm waiting after hearing Josh McDaniels go to Indy and then not going to Indy. I'm waiting until the deal is officially signed.
Oh, let me look real quick. I thought the deal was done already for him. Let me double check. I don't know if it's done or not. I thought it was done. Ooh, J.J. Watt calls out the Steelers. Interesting. No, it's done.
Maybe JJ. You know what? I would rather have JJ Watt broadcast a football game over Tony Romo.
What now?
I would rather have JJ Watt broadcast the game over Tony Romo.
Yeah, we're gonna get Sunday Night Football for this game, so we're gonna have that crew. We're gonna have Chris Collinsworth. Yay! At least he won't be able to talk about Mahomes anymore. But you know what though? I mean, he's gonna be slobbered over both these quarterbacks. So I mean, look, I think this is a great game, and I love to see how it's funny how I'm starting to watch attitudes towards Caleb and the Bears change as the season's going on.
How
Guys who are
dare
like,
you
"Oh, the
bring
Bears
him
have no
into
chance," now they're drooling over them. I know. I'm sorry, you jackwagon. I was thinking about the football game.
By the way, Sam Darnold's got an oblique injury, but should be ready for the football for the playoff game.
Yeah, I mean that's gonna be a fun game. That's why we were talking about that Yinzer when I saw you. But I mean, I just love. Oh, by the way, Yinzer, there's a rumor I saw 3 or 4 different times repeated today how there's a trade scenario for Watt to come to the Bears. I don't know if we would do it, but that's talk for down the road, just to plant that seed in your head.
TJ Watt, I'm guessing.
What now?
TJ Watt.
Yeah.
By the way, Caleb Williams has won more playoff games than TJ Watt.
I didn't say it, Yinzer. Don't be mad at me. Yeah, I mean, dude, yeah, the Steelers have not won a playoff game in over a decade. It's crazy.
By the way,
they are.
the Steelers are 0-2 in the playoffs against my Jaguars. Both of them in Pittsburgh.
Interesting. Sunday's gonna be fun, man. I can't wait for this weekend of football. I can't believe that we're already at the divisional round. The season flew by so fast. And it's kind of surreal that for me, as a Bears fan, that I'm in the playoffs this deep. I have a 25% chance of getting to the Super Bowl, a 50-50 shot at the NFC Championship right now. It's kind of surreal. It's kind of weird how fast the season seemed to have blown past. And what's weird is like while other teams are looking for head coaches and trade rumors about who's not going to be here next year and who's going to be here, and I'm still playing meaningful football, or my team is still playing meaningful football. It's kind of surreal to me, man. I haven't had to be in this mode in quite a few years. Yeah, shocked that Rams exist. I mean,
well, if the Rams got to host a NFC Championship game, that would be about 80% Niner fans in LA. But
yeah, it would be. If the Bears, if this game is in LA, there'd be more Bears fans there than Rams fans. I mean, that's the way it goes.
It'd be a lot warmer.
Well, there are a lot of Chicago expats, if you will, that live in LA.
And Vegas. We saw how many Bear fans there were in Vegas.
Well, Vegas is one of 2 locations out of Chicago that has a Rosati's Pizza. Because the family it's from Chicago. But one of the children moved to Vegas. One of the other ones moved to Dallas. And that's why in Dallas and Vegas you have Rosati's Pizza, and the other locations are all in Chicago. But yeah, it's in Rosati's. By the way, isn't deep dish. It's Chicago thin crust, really good.
I think there's one here in Southwest Florida.
No, there's a Giordano's in Orlando. We've got 2 Giordano's in Orlando. You know what? You've got a Maggiano's over there in the shopping center there across St. John's. St. John's Town Center has a Maggiano's, which is a Chicago-based restaurant.
You're making me hungry now.
and the cool thing about Maggiano's, in order to become a general manager at any of the restaurants anywhere in the country, you've had to have been a manager at a Chicago store. But there's a Maggiano's in St. John's Town Center. I used to go there all the time.
Well, I didn't think we talked about pizza tonight, but you know what?
Well, but you can't get pizza at Maggiano's. It's just an Italian place. Get mom's spaghetti. Mom's lasagna is really good there. Or if you get the spaghetti with meatball, it's one meatball, but it's really good. But there's a Maggiano's in St. John's Town Center. Otherwise, you got to
I'm
go to
in
Orlando.
Southwest Florida. I'm not by Duval. Otherwise, I would have gone to the game last week.
That's right. You're more down. You're more south towards Daytona, right?
Southwest Florida, halfway between Naples and Fort Myers.
Oh, you're way down there. Your closest Chicago food is going to be Orlando. There's a Portillo's, and there's a Giordano's. I know where to get my Chicago food. I got a food truck here in Fort Walton Beach that has Vienna beef hot dogs and Vienna beef beefs. In fact, you know what? Maybe I'll go there tomorrow and get me a beef.
We have a Rosati's Pizza in Estero, Florida.
Oh, is there Rosati's there now?
Yeah.
Maybe they've expanded. Nice.
Now you make me hungry.
And you know what's different about Chicago thin crust? We don't cut it in triangles. We cut it in squares.
Cut in squares.
Yeah.
Best kind of pizza around. So from Bears to Pizza, this stream was.
He's a Jaguars fan, Yinzer. Don't hold it against him.
What do you mean? Wait! Are you throwing me under the bus?
Yinzer can't out if you're a Rams or Jags fan. Yinzer, we're just talking about the Bears-Rams game, but he's a little Jags fan. And his team, yeah, he's got the Jaguars thing behind him. Yeah, Jack Wagon, open your eyes. For those, I know you don't know him. You don't know Yinzer. He's a regular with our shows. He comes in. Look at Yinzer. Now you got this. Now he's gonna go pull stuff off the wall to show you.
Can't you see my picture in the background?
Yeah, Dylan's a Jag.
Yeah. And you know what? I think we had a great season too. I mean, I didn't think we'd end up hosting a playoff game. Unfortunately, we ended up facing Hercules himself.
But I got some Chick-fil-A. You know, I live in the South.
All right, I'll let you eat your Chick-fil-A, Ken. Thanks for hopping on, and
brother, anytime.
let me see.
It was